But I have found over time in working with lots of CEOs, and that's business, but also artists, musicians, photographers, those kinds of watch collectors. There are some elements of their lives that I find are consistent. I want to share them with you today. First of all, this concept of priorities. Now, I learned this from a woman CEO years ago, to actually carry with you all the time, and I have it right here. If I don't have my big notebook, I carry a small one with me, paper, just paper. And what I've got in here are notes, and I carry a pen with me all the time. When when something hits me, wherever I am, I remember to write it down. And the reason I do that is I build a priority set that I put down each night, and out of all the priorities of the day, I carry 3 into the next day. Because you can even see, here's a day, you can see that a bunch of stuff has been, a bunch of priorities there, but I've basically done them, I got them done. But this idea of prioritizing ends up being a really big deal. So that's attribute number 1. Politicians, teachers, generals, CEOs, they build a data set in their heads of things they've got to get done, and they don't do anything else until they've achieved those. For me, it's sticky note on the mirror each night. I've talked about this countless times, and I don't do anything else till I get those 3 done. And they're built from the list that I generate during the day. So definitely for all successful people, regardless of what their discipline is, that idea of priority really matters. Number 2, you may find this interesting, but it's looking good and feeling good. I don't go out into the sun, and I've talked about them before, Tiege Hanley, skin creams and things that are really healthy for you, particularly for me, SPF, at least SPF 20. I got the chrome dome, I got to make sure it's looking good all the time. Before I came out here, I put some moisturizer on. Now, something else that's really important is, and I can't stress this enough, and the more I experience this with people, the more I believe it to be true. You have to have another passion besides the one that is your discipline. In other words, if you're a teacher, you have to do something else that's not teaching. If you're a CEO and you're just driven by business, which entrepreneurs really are, you've got to find a passion. That's really important. And I don't care whether it's music or whether it's playing an instrument or it's collecting watches. I love to do that too. You can have multiple passions. I love pens, I love watches, I love guitars, I love photography. They distract me from the intensity of my core discipline, which is business. I'm an investor, I'm an entrepreneur. I invest in companies. I try and help them work. And that gives me financial freedom, which of course is very important, but I got to do something else. I have to. And, that I find more and more is a really big deal with successful people. They're very disciplined in what they do well, in their main focus in life, yes, but they've also got other passion. It can be a single passion or it can be multiple. And that yin and yang, which I've spoken of so many times, is so important. There's no question about that. When I really think through what has helped me so much, and those that I really follow and that I admire, everybody's got a mentor. And there's always somebody that's more successful than you, and you can learn from them. I don't care how successful you are. There's always somebody that's better, and you should realize that in your life, and that's okay. There's always something to learn. But those people, to me, look good, they feel good, they have priorities, and they make sure that they attempt some kind of yin and yang. I didn't say balance, because if you're an entrepreneur, there's no balance. You're going to be working 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. I mean, that's just the way it is, but you can find the time to be productive in that way. It doesn't mean, you abandon your family and all that stuff. I'm talking about the intensity of your focus.